chick, yeah, that's me. Chanel bag, yeah, that's me. Chanel shoes, yeah, that's me. Account full, yeah, that's me. Your boyfriend know I'm his fave, and we don't speak till he get paid. Face beat wig always laid. All my ex niggas know they play.
Hi guys, so I'm just giving you an update. I'm right now I am in my second trimester. So I'm gonna give you the backstory on the day that I found out that I was pregnant. So at the time I was working from home with Apple, and with my cycle, it was around that time where for the last couple of 3 or 4 months, it would be like a couple of days late. So this go around with my period being late, I didn't really think anything of it whatsoever. Like, you know what, oh, it's just late, you know, it's gonna come on. So at the time AJ was at home, so I just told him I think I needed some toothpaste. We needed toothpaste, so I was like, you know, go get some toothpaste and just give me a pregnancy test and I'm gonna take it. So still, I'm still not thinking much of it, you know. Just, I'm gonna take it, it's gonna come back negative, whatever. So he comes back with the test. I was like, you know, should I take it on my break or should I take it at lunch? He was like, just go ahead and take it. So my 15-minute break come up and I take the test, I lay it down on the counter and I just walk out the bathroom. Still really not thinking of it, you know, it's gonna come back negative. My period just late, and I think around this time it may have been around 4 to 5 days late, but I still wasn't thinking much of it. So I come back, and in my mind I'm just gonna throw the test away because I already know it's gonna come back negative. So I thought. So you guys know, like on most, you know, some people say, you know, they took a test, you know, you have that really pink line, then you have that second line that's faint pink. So it's like, am I pregnant, am I not? And I'm picking it up, throwing it away, and I looked at it, and y'all, that second line, it was bright pink. Like, it wasn't a faint pink, it was really pink. And I just sat y'all, I really just stood up in the bathroom and my mouth was just open, and I think I stood there for like a minute or two, and I was like, in my head I'm thinking, no, this cannot be right. There's no way I'm pregnant. So at that time we were living in a 1-bedroom. We were in a 1-bedroom, a small apartment, so it's like the bathroom, the bedroom, and then the living room. He was playing his game. So I walk out the bathroom, walk into the bedroom, and then I stood in between the bedroom and the living room in the door. And I just stood there with the test in my hand. He was playing his game. He was like, what? And I just looked at him. I said, I couldn't say that at first. And I was like, this test says that I'm pregnant. So he had me put his microphone on mute. And he just had this grin on his face. And he was like, stop playing, let me see. Stop playing. I give him the test and I walk off. Because at this point, I am panicking. Like, I'm really panicking. So the first thing he does, he calls his mom. I don't know why, but that's the first person he thought to call, was his mama. So he's called his mom and he tells her, by this time, I'm pacing back and forth from the bedroom to the bathroom. Just pacing back and forth. I haven't took the second test yet. So in my first mind, the first person, I was like, okay, I can't call her, but I'm going to text my sister, Darnisha. I can't call her. Anybody know me, my sister, anything that I got to talk to somebody about, Darnisha. So I send the picture of the test to her. And she was like, God, is this you? I'm like, oh my God, yes. And the only thing she said was, Lord and have mercy. That wasn't the response that I was looking for from my sister. I was really looking for something else. But that wasn't what I wanted. And so after I text my sister, I text my other sister. And then I text my 3 best friends. Now, me, Kalia, and Kendra, we are in a group message. So I tell them, I said, I think I'm pregnant. By this time, I'd already took the test, and it said that I was. So it wasn't so much as I think I'm pregnant, as I'm pregnant. So I text them, and then I text Amber. Amber is calling me. I'm ignoring her calls. And I text my mama. By this time, my mother is not the type to really text much anyway. I wouldn't even say you have to call her, because even then, she still don't answer the phone. So my sister, by this time, my sister had already told my brother. My brother and my mother works at the same place, so I guess he went and found her. My sister called, and I guess by that time she saw my message, so she called me. And out of everybody that I told, her response was really the worst. You know how you got these mothers, I'm the baby, even though I'm 23, I'm still the baby out of my mama kids. And she really freaked out, like she lost her marbles. Some stuff she said, it pissed me off, but that's beside the point. I think after that, she got over herself. Now she cuckoo crazy about everything. So by this time, my mama know, my friends know. I think by this time, AJ's already told his mom and his daddy. And yeah, everybody on my side know. Amber, Kalia, Kendra. Yeah, by this time, everybody knows. But the only person that I haven't told yet was my granny. Now, I'm going to give y'all the backstory on my grandma, because everything will make sense after that. So, about between 2 to 3 weeks before I actually found out I was pregnant, I would go to my grandma's house, and she would just poke on my belly. She would just poke on it. Or if she wasn't poking on it, she would ask me, "You pregnant? Is something in there?" And I'm like, "Grandma, you lost your marbles." "No, Grandma, no, I'm not pregnant." And if I was, and I did tell her, I said, if I was pregnant, I would tell you. And I actually told her, if I was pregnant, I would tell you. Now, that's what I told her. Now, the day that I found out I was pregnant, she was literally the last person that I told. So, fast forward, I had an OB/GYN, your yearly checkup. I go to get my checkup. Now, this lady that actually got me, normally they ask you, your last period, they'll check your urine, all that stuff. She didn't do that at this time. And then at that appointment, I was a little bigger than what I normally am. I was like 149. I've never been that big. Normally my weight is right in between 142, 144, something like that. But I was 149. So, I get my pap smear, my regular checkup, I go about my business. Now, at my doctor's appointment, my doctor himself was talking about, being pregnant, having kids, all that stuff. And I'm looking like, whatever, one day, whatever. So, after my appointment, I let my grandma know everything's okay. And her question is, so, ain't nothing in there, is it? I'm like, no, Grandma, there's nothing in my stomach. Like, what's really going on? And that's when I told her, if I was pregnant, I would tell you. Now, this was a week and a half before I actually found out that I was pregnant. So now, back to the day that I took the test, found out I was pregnant, Granny was the last person to know. So, around, I want to say around 8:30, 9 o'clock after, so I want to say around 8:30, 9 o'clock after I gathered my nerves to tell my granny that I was pregnant. Okay, some people, if you really have like this strong bond and this strong relationship with your grandma, it's just some stuff you just don't want to tell them. And that was one of mine. It's like, I just can't tell my granny that. Like, I just can't tell. So, about 8:30, 9 o'clock, I finally built up the nerve to go ahead and let her know that I'm pregnant. So, My exact message to her was, Grandma or Granny, don't be mad at me, but I'm pregnant. And I put my phone down. I put my phone on silent. I put it down. Because I knew she was on. I just didn't want to see what she had to say back. So I finally built up my nerve to pick up the phone and see what she had to say. And she was just like, I already knew. I was just waiting on you. And I was like, and my first thought was, okay, my mama told her. Because my mama cannot hold water, y'all. Like, she can't hold water. So I was like, Mama told you? And she was like, no. But, so I was like, Mama told you? Like, I may have been born in the morning, but it wasn't this morning. And she was like, haven't I told, I've been telling you that your stomach been looking more round and you been getting big. Now, if anybody that really knows me know that I have never had a small stomach. My stomach, I've always had a pudge since high school. I never had a flat belly. So with the, you know, paying attention to my stomach, that's something I just never did, because I've never been a flat stomach girl. I've always had a little pudge on me. But I guess grannies look at, you know, they look at all this stuff. But I really wasn't paying no attention. So she was like, haven't I told you that your stomach looking more round and, you know, it looks like you've been gaining some weight, blase, blase. So now all that is out the way. All of my family, everybody knows that I'm pregnant or whatever. And y'all, literally a week after I find out that I'm pregnant, I just get sick out of nowhere. Oh my God. When I say sick, I'm like, I'm throwing up all day long, every day. It doesn't matter what I eat. I can drink water. I'm sick. And I absolutely couldn't eat anything. And it was the worst feeling in the world. When I say that was the worst feeling in the world, it was the worst feeling in the world. So I did that for about 2 to 3 weeks. And finally, I was like, you know what? I can't do it anymore. I need to go to the hospital. So, of course, around this time, AJ was he was back on day shift. So, he was at work about 11 o'clock. His mama was actually going to get off work and come get me. Drive and come and get me to take me to the hospital. Because I know Daryl we were all staying in the same complex. So he called him up. He took me to the hospital. Now I got there before 12 o'clock. Got there before 12. I didn't go to the back and I didn't go to the back until about 8:30, 9 o'clock. So literally I was there all day. And y'all could just imagine being weak and then having to just sit in that hospital all day long. And then, you know, with COVID going on, no one could be in there with me. So I'm basically just by myself all day. So finally I get to the back. I was very dehydrated. I had to get two bags of fluid. They gave me some kind of medicine to try to help with my throwing up. That definitely did not work much. And then I had to go for an ultrasound, because at that time I had already made my doctor's appointment, but I hadn't went yet. It was about 3 more weeks before I actually went to the appointment itself. So I just know I'm pregnant, but I don't know exactly how far along I am. So I had to go down for ultrasound just to make sure everything was okay. Everything was fine. I found out that I was 6 weeks at that time. I was 6 weeks. So I get out of there about 11, 12 o'clock. The next 3 weeks, I'm still throwing up, but it's not as much as I was at first. But I'm still throwing up. So then I go to my first doctor's appointment, and I will insert clips of the appointment itself. It says I'm 9 weeks away.
They say you what?
9 weeks, 3 days. Can I meet you?
So that means your stuff is On what? It changes what, on Friday instead of Saturday? Today Tuesday.
This time 9 weeks 3 days too.
Oh.
My God. I thought it was kind of.
They got two pecans.
And they been shows I got out two pecans.
Call mama, tell her they twins.
Come down all the way. There you go, that's good. Okay.
I did have to go to the hospital. I was dehydrated really bad. I guess from going up.
Yeah, that could certainly happen. Did they give you any medication to try to use while you were there?
They did. I brought it with me.
Okay. We'll look at that and see.
It doesn't work.
What? You don't remember the name of it?
I don't.
Okay, that's fine. We'll look it up. There's the baby. This is the baby's head right here. And that's the baby's rump right there. And those are little leg buds right here, little arm buds right here. Okay? So the baby measures 9 weeks and 1 day, putting your due date around the middle of March the 15th.
Okay.
Get a little heartbeat here. So that gives us a heart rate of 177 beats per minute. See a little movement in there, little tiny legs just a kicking. There's just one baby. There's not two, just one, no twins. Sorry about that. If y'all wanted twins, there's only one. But that's what they look like at this time. Okay?
Okay.
So, let's get a report going. You can put it back and sit up.
Okay. So I go to the first appointment. Everything checked out good at that appointment. At that time I was 9 weeks and 1 day at that appointment. And then on the sonogram, as you guys saw, you could see the baby is moving a little bit. So that appointment's over. He gave me some medicine for my throwing up and nausea. It worked, but I still had my days of being sick. I don't know. It was just, I have some good days, I have some bad days. So I still have my days of being sick, and I had to take the medicine. Like, I just had to. I could not go a day without it. Then we go forward back. I go back to my doctor's appointment. Everything checked out good. For my second appointment, I actually had to go in by myself. Like, you can only have someone at your appointments with you if they are sonogram appointments. So my second appointment, it was like my first patient appointment, so I was like signing a lot of paperwork. We did listen to the heartbeat. From the first appointment to the second appointment, the heartbeat dropped from 177, I think, to like 150. But everything still checked out good, and apparently we have a mover on our hands, because it took the doctor a little minute to try to find a heartbeat, and then when we finally found the heartbeat, the baby moved in. So that's that. So yeah. So right now, currently, I am in my second trimester. My sickness, it has gotten a little better. It has gotten better. My sickness has got better. I'm trying to wean myself off of my medicine, because I'm almost out of it anyway, and I don't have a refill on it. So I'm trying to wean myself off of the medicine, and I haven't took it like 2 days. Haven't threw up. Fingers crossed, because I don't want to jinx anything, then I get sick later on. So where I am right now, everything is good. I'm getting bigger by the day. Appetite is growing. So it's just so right now it's just, you know, doing what we need to do to just ensure that we have a healthy baby and a great pregnancy. If someone, you know, I hear people all the time saying pregnancy is a beautiful thing. And if you would have talked to me in my first trimester, I probably would have argued that with you, because nothing about my situation or right so far my pregnancy has been a beautiful thing. It was a time where I remember I was just going from the toilet to the tub, back to the bed. Barely was wearing clothes. Like, that's how bad it was. What will Baby Jones be? So Baby Jones is a little